Your phone is not the problem. We think that our phones, consuming social media, getting so entrenched in all of these ideas, getting overwhelmed by stimulus and getting overwhelmed by all of this very destructive content is the problem. But you see, it's not even close. That is just a byproduct of the real problem. The fact that we've detached from the world. We praise this detachment from the world as being the best thing ever. Praise this detachment from our own emotions. Praise this beautiful detachment from everything that we think, everything that we do. We just want to detach more, to be more individualistic. You see, that is the real problem. It is not your phone. It is not how much time you spend on your phone. Because if you were to engage fully with your social media, to engage fully with whatever you are doing, that problem will not come up. I quit so many times social media. I had a dumb phone. I tried no phone. I tried just 1 hour a day, 15 minutes. I tried to do all of these things. And now there's days where I don't watch any social media because it's not interesting to me anymore. And the only difference is the way that I treat everything else. I engage with it fully. Even when I'm watching social media, I record the screen and stop the video and give my own opinion on things. I start to do more things to actually put in rather than just basically just consuming, just ingesting everything. I try to infuse all of these opinions, all of these things, put it out there as well, not only taking in, because that's where the problem is. You're not also giving away, you're not also pushing out. So you have to have an outlet. You have to have an outlet, a creative outlet, where whenever you are consuming something, you are now required to engage with it fully, to make your own opinions on it and actually have something to show for it, not only just thinking, not sitting in your brain all the time, because that creates more and more and more disconnection from the world, detachment from the world, because you start living just here as opposed to really engaging with the world. And it's so funny, the moment you start, you will realize, like, oh my God, I didn't even realize I was feeling this way about this piece of content. I wasn't really aware until you give voice to the emotion, to the things that you feel when you're watching that thing. You don't really understand it. You have it in the back of your mind, but until you really put it into words, your mind doesn't register it as being true or real because it's concentrated so much on that piece of content, ingesting it, consuming it, that all of these skills that you have to output, to give away, to actually engage with the world, not only as a consumer, but also as a creator, as a doer, as a builder. No matter what you do with that content at the end of the day, you will have it there as notes, as whatever. You see it, not just as consuming, but as a living thing that you can interact with. You understand how much more different that is. And you don't even have to quit your phone, because if you start this habit of really recording everything and giving your opinion every minute, whenever you feel something, whenever you are moved by something, whenever you disagree or agree or really feel something or really think something about that specific content, you start to put it out there. You start to engage with it more. You can comment, you can do all kinds of things, but it's better to record and do those opinions and those things, because you actually engage with it without your thumbs, without you actually put it out there. You actually give your opinions. You actually understand your emotions. You understand all of the things, and you also become a bit better at articulating what's inside of your world. Because we have this interesting, beautiful world that doesn't ever come up, doesn't ever shine. And if we do this, we will teach our brain how to inject conversations with opinion, to develop better opinions, better ideas, to come up with better things. And then we will feel like we are drawn towards other things because we feel a lot of happiness, a lot of joy from expressing ourselves. And we start to develop more and more intuition about what we like because we engage with the world. Because nowadays, the biggest problem of the world is not that people are caring too much. Your biggest problem is not that you care too much. You might lie to yourself and tell yourself that that's your problem. But let's be honest, the biggest problem is detachment, especially if you think of other people, you know? We only think of other people doing this without seeing that we do the same thing. And it's not because we are always on our phone. It's just because we are not engaging. Even if we engage with our phone more, we would get better outcomes. So it doesn't matter. This is just a piece of glass with some hardware in it. It has power over you because you don't engage your mind, you don't engage your emotions. You only consume, and you only see these things as consuming rather than engaging with them, rather than placing your opinions, rather than creating something out of them. You understand? It is through that engagement that you don't even need to quit social media anymore. You don't even need to quit your phone. You can just do it. Just, it doesn't matter. Even if you consume now, it feels so much better. You don't get drained from it. You don't get just squeezed and you feel like you're losing so many hours. You're just gonna feel engaged and refreshed, and you're gonna be excited to do more things, to engage more with the world. It is that feeling of just sitting there with your phone and just sitting and consuming mindlessly. It's the mindless part that's the problem. It is not really the consuming. It is not really the social media. It is actually the mindless part, the not moving, the not giving your opinion, the not making something with that, the not engaging with that social media that actually makes your brain exhausted. The moment you start to engage, the moment you start to really put about the same amount of effort that it takes to consume, the same amount of time you put it out there, you start to give your opinion. So if you watch a video for about 10 minutes, you should talk about that video for about 10 minutes. And you will see, just pause it. You don't have to give your opinion after 10 minutes. Just pause the video and say something about that, what was said. It doesn't have to be one-to-one. You can do 50%, 25%, whatever level of engagement it is. But trust me, it will change the way you interact with the world. It will change your whole view about things. And you will start to understand that it is not the social media, it is not your phone. It is the lack of engagement that actually dictates what you do every single day. Because if you engaged with the world, if you engaged even with social media, if you engaged with all of these things, you don't have to post, you don't have to comment. Just do them for yourself. You can delete the footage. It doesn't matter. But you engage with it fully. You talk to it. You do all of these things. You use it in a different way. You don't just sit there mindlessly, scrolling, doom scrolling, whatever. You don't do that. You start to really engage. You start to see, oh, I like this because this is funny in this way. Or I like this because it engaged my mind in this direction. It told me how to do this thing. Oh, I might want to try this. You just say all of these things while you are watching social media and record them as if you're going to do something with that information. And soon enough, your brain is going to be like, why are we doing this much work? Why are we taking notes if we're not going to do anything with this? And then all of a sudden, you're going to do more interesting stuff. all of the sudden you're going to start to see more opportunities in your world. You're going to want to engage with the world. But make no mistake, it's not because you've taken great notes. It's not because you've gotten great ideas. It's just because you started to engage with what you are consuming. Give your opinion, make content for yourself, and take notes in terms of audio, or you can even scribble them down. But I find that scribbling them down is a bit harder, and it makes your mind feel like this is work. It brings you back to work or to school. Talking is so much easier. It's so much nicer. And it's all that you have to do is record the screen and then stop the video, talk, play the video again, and do it over and over again. If you want, YouTube gives you unlimited private videos. Unlimited. No matter how much you want to create, it actually lets you do it. I actually create more private videos than I do public ones. I create tutorials for myself. I codify my work thing. I delegate things to other people. I do all of these things. I use YouTube in so many more ways than just publishing videos. And you should too. It's a resource. Think about it. Google Drive gives you 15 gigs for free for your photos and videos. YouTube gives you everything. You can post as much as you want, as long as you give your phone number, which you already do to Google Photos. So you see, it's so much better. And then all you have to do is title it and upload it to YouTube as a private video for yourself. And you have a date, you know exactly what you consumed. If your favorite information disappears, you now have that particular information saved somewhere. And it's better than a diary. Also, something that you can do is actually hold a video diary. I actually do this every single morning. I talk for about 30, 40 minutes about everything that I felt, everything that happened. I publish it as a private video. Nobody has access, not even with a link. Only if you have the password to my account, you will have this video. I don't say anything much there, but the point is that I do it every single day, and then I go back a year ago and I start to see the difference in how I talked and what quality of thinking that I had. It's so much better than a normal journal. It's so much better than just writing, because writing not only takes a lot more time, but it's an imperfect medium. Because you don't see how you talk to the camera. You don't see all of these things. You don't embody the emotion. You just write words. You take 97% of the things that you actually communicate. You take them out of context and you only focus on the words, which is 3%. That's what I remember from some psychology course. Anyways, engage more and you will feel so much better, and you don't have to really quit and see this as a bad thing. It will actually help you more than it's taking away.